Hello everyone, I want to share my story and actually is for the interview. I want to practice, but this story is very interesting and it's very special. Okay, let's begin. Hello, you have been interviewing people for a long time today, so you must be so tired. I will not just read my resume on that level. That's so boring. And when I was in university, I interviewed more than 15,000 people, and I know interviews are hard, and finding the right person is not easy. I want to just talk with you, just like a friend, and tell you my story. From the story, you can see what kind of people I am and what can I do and how I think. It may be a little long, but I promise it will be not boring. Because honestly, I'm a special person. I still remember what my professor said to me. I start from a low place, but no matter where you put me, I can learn very fast and go into what the job is really needs. You see me now. I finished number one and number I already ranked the first one in my class, both my bachelor or my master's degree. But behind that, that's so hard story. The road here is really not easy. Okay, in my high school, my start was really bad. My high school was a small school in a small town, and we had almost no good teacher. Back then, the best teacher only had a master degree from so university. I mean, so bad. Just less than 10% of the whole school who go to the university. And even in this small school, at first I could even not get it because when I was a kid, my parents were far away in another city, so no one looked after me, and I almost did not study in university. Later, my uncle helped me. He told the principal that I could learn and work, and we paid a lot of extra money to go to this school, so I just barely got it. And I still remember clearly when I started, no one believed the students just like me to join this high school. It's not a good school, but it's just a high school. They can't believe I can go into. Maybe no one looked after me as a kid. I learned to take care of myself. I knew what I want and how to walk my own road. In my first year, I studied hard by myself and went straight to number one into the normal class. Then, then they moved me up into the top class. Then something happened that changed my life. In 2020, the virus comes. And my year was the only year that I had to a big college exam to move back when we start home and had online classes, I really I really used the AI use the internet to learn for the first time. It was like a new world opened for me. I I was that I saw that the internet is so powerful, and I started to learn a lot of things online very fast, very fast. After the virus, when we went back to the school, the first exam shocked the whole school. I used to be the very bad at English. Everyone knew that, but in just 3 months, I put myself in English from 30 points up to 130 points. So 30 points is so high. Everyone thought it was crazy. With the score, I did something very bad. As you very bold. As you know, every high school doesn't know a lot of form because they are afraid of students will pay too much. But I was brave and went straight to the principal. I asked him, asked, uh, I asked my I asked the teacher to let me to bring a phone. I showed him. I showed him. I showed him a small town has very few good resources, and the internet was my key to break this wall. And he believed me. He said yes. I become the only student in the whole school who could bring a phone. After that. Okay. Sorry for that. Earphone is bad. But continue. I once thought it was crazy, but this is school. I didn't I did something very blunt. As you know, right at high school, that's not allow tones because they're afraid of students. We are pretty much, but I was brave and went straight to the principal. I asked the teacher to let me bring a phone. I showed him. A small town has very few good resources, and the internet was my key to break his wall, and he believed me. So he said yes, and I became the only student in the whole school now who could bring a phone. After that, every evening study time, I used my phone in the office and to take online classes. No teacher stopped me because they all trusted me. In the end, my exam score was not great, and I did not get into a top school. But the principal really liked my college to break the rules. I graduated day. He he praised the many students who got into top university. Then he praised the one more skilled, the one who grew the most in the whole school. That was me. He said, even so, I did not get into a good school, but my spirit of breaking the rules and pushing myself was the best example for everyone. Even now, the principal still remember the principal still remembers me and asked me to come back and share my story with the younger students. Oh, sorry. And after I got into university, I saw I could finally choose the major I loved, computer science. But it so surprised me again. They moved me into the voice major in the whole school, environmental engineering, one of the famous bad major in China. The funny part is, right, right, right when I started another major in my college just closed down. At that time, I knew that compliance was useless. Moving forward was the only right thing to do. Later, I learned to colleague that a chance to change your major. I learned that the college had a chance to change my major, but only the very best student could move out. Many people watched this chance, hoping to escape the college. So I started to and to aim at this and study very hard. After my first year exam, a classmate asked me, "You study very hard. You want to change your major, I guess, and you will be the top 10 for sure." I said, okay, and I was actually nervous, and I told him the truth. No way. There are so many people here, and many of them are stronger than me. If I get the top 10%, I will be very happy. Then he said, I don't believe you. If you get the top 10, you owe me a meal. You owe me. I said yes with full confidence because I thought I would win that meal for. And that when all grades come out, I found out I was not just top 10. The grade was were number one in the whole college. After that, um, my counselor, the major heads, and the dean all talked to me because they didn't want me to leave. But I still firmly chose to move to computer science department, the hardest one to get into, and I got into the top engineering class of the computer science. After I moved, I knew that joining a group is very important. I hear there was a tech club, the biggest tech club in the whole school. The people there were very serious and full of energy. The older students mostly got into the top university for grade school or join a big companies. But the club only take first year students. We had to pass a long pass, a 1 year test, a first check and a second check in there. And at that time, I was already a second year student. So normally there was no way in. So I did very glad thing. I told myself, spend the whole summer studying the club's project and did a software project that was much better than what they needed. Okay, I just took my work and knocked on their day. The result is a project moves them, and they let me skip the test and join the club as a developer. This told me it wasn't normal. When the normal way doesn't work, you have to find a new way. Think in new the direction and let you product and result speak. That is the fastest way to solve a problem. Okay. After I joined the CS department, I still had a very hard problem. I had to learn again very everything others already learned in their first year. So so I had to finish in 3 years, what others learned in 4 years. In the end, I'm not only the first I'm not only finished the 4 years of CS in 3 years, but also I graduated number one in this major. On top of that, I learned about going to grad school without an exam. But my college only let me 10, maybe only like 2% of people doing this, and you only get this one chance in your whole life. By the way, many young people today take the government job exam, but even that has a 50 pass rate. Still, I chose to fight for this chance. I tried my best to grow and learn. Well, I handled 4 years of classes. I also worked hard on papers, software patterns, internships, and competitions, and even worked as the great leader. I built all this up one step at a time. But let something play jokers. When the story counts my final total score, just because I changed my major in my second year, I missed one bonus point from the first year. A required international internship. Okay, that's so that was so embarrassing. Honestly, that program was just some online study and office work you pay for, with almost no skill needed. But because of this one thing, I could not control my ranking, stopped it at 2.1%. So I suddenly lost the sports. To be honest, I worked hard for 3 years and then lost. No, not because of my ability. So I just at that time I felt really down. But now looking back, those 3 years were not wasted. Those days when I gave everything for one goal really built up my whole ability, and that is what let me go to a bigger stage. The company I wanted to talk about most is ACM ICPC coding contest. If you know this, you will know this contest helps students from rich family get into the top school, like Tsinghua and Peking University. Most people start it in high school, and some even start in middle school from or younger. Like I said, I'm from a small town. I didn't even know other high school had this class until I was in college. But I'm a very stubborn, so I started from zero with no base at all. There were many teachers, there are many things, but I let my I let my teammates and force my way so to the proven province levels, and we were only we were the only team for the no group to get in. And in the final province contest with all the teams, we got first place in the group. Whoa, we were just a few points away from the South China finals. It was a little sad, but at least I tried my best. During that time, I also won almost every scholarship the college had, and there is a fun small story. I could get many big scholarships, but because I'm a party number, and the college wants me to give award to more students. So I said, okay, and took only one and I gave the rest of to others. And during that time, I was not only doing tech, I was also the grade leader, the highest student job under the counselor. I also worked in the media center and I filmed and edited the graduation show for tens of thousands of people. During my bachelor's, I had very interesting experience. I knew if you want to be a good computer science, you cannot only talk on paper. At the time, my school bring a special professor from Hong Kong. He used to be the top engineer at the company that owns KFC and Pizza Hut. I took the chance to work with him, and with his help, I got an internship at the company in Singapore. I worked on a project with the number one economic lab and a top Singapore university. That is Nanyang Technological University. I was in charge of the main design and the building of a smart building system called Nala Plus. Our system had two main hardware parts. One is the controller, like the brain of the whole network, and the other is the terminal, which runs the sensors and the lights. After you connect all the phones, the controller can connect to the cloud, talk to each other, and control the terminal at each point to control the lights or sensors. When hundreds of or thousands of phones connect to the cloud and talk at the same time, the system becomes very busy and low and slow. To make it faster, I wrote a smart certain message that let the phones go down step by step, layer by layer. This made the busy and slow problem much better. Also, at the time, my team built the world's first desk light with no flicker. The lights isn't shit at all. A top year study school in Hong Kong bought it to use their lab. I packed and shipped it myself, and I went to the world meeting and as the company's president. We also won order from smart system in industry from a building company under the Singapore government. And the hardware market, and the building and the teaching at Singapore office were all done by me on the phone line. Okay. And this time happened to hit my bachelor's final project. My topic was auto farm managed systems. Normally, was very hard both at the same time. It was very hard to handle both. The thing I remember the most is in meeting, I was the two phone call at the same time. One side was the business project, and the other side was my professional pushing me on the final project. Because of this, at the middle check, I could not even show my professional one real thing. My professor sir, is the biggest boss of my major, and he took me only because I was number one, and but at that moment, he was so angry. He said in front of everyone, "Right now, I'm not worried about whatever you do. You can do it well. I'm not worried about whether you can even graduate." Right? That one line really made me want want to be in the small free time between the business project. I used all the experience I had built up, and in just 2 weeks, I finished the full system, both software and hardware, the auto farm managed system. I had AFA's login, AFL check, a line following car, auto watering and feeding, and the full stage report. In the end, I'm not graduated fine, but in that very short time, I also won the best final project award, the only one in my profession's group to get in. Okay, like I said, because I changed my major I missed the one fixed bonus points. As as a I suddenly lost the grad school chance, but then it was too late to prepare for the national grad school is there in China, but I didn't want to just give up. So I made a big risky choice. I took a half year break and went out in to apply for PhD and master program abroad. Now starting abroad today really needs family money. Many students pay a lot to an agent to do all the papers for them. A normal master usually costs about 10,000 RMB, and a PhD with the money is a science that at hundreds of thousands. But I chose to apply all my best because to me, doing a hard application by yourself is really a test for one thing. Can you find and handle information fast? In that half year, I used everything I built up in 4 years as marketing, and I figured it out step by step. One moment really touched me. A professional professor from a Hong Kong school interviewed me, and we talked really well. He felt close to me. In the interview, I told him my whole story. After he listens, he suddenly asked me a serious question. Did you use an agent to do all these paper and the applications? Oh, the question hit the right spots, and I proud told him no agent at all. I did everything myself. This resume made out by myself. I only jumped over the limits of coming from a so university. The result was amazing. I got into a top in Singapore University interview for mechanism learning, a program that almost only takes top students, and even more exciting, I got a full this full money PhD offer in the US. The medicine image work, which is an AI detection direction. The older student in that same group is now doing research at Stanford, and the lab was all top master students. But then there was a very interesting turn when I had offers that looked great to other people. After I thought about my own plan and the medicines, I made a choice that may, may sound crazy to others. In the end, I chose to do my master at University of Malaya. Of course, no matter where I am, my way of working never changed. There too, I again got number one in the major because my major is special. Last year, a very famous person online with tens of millions of followers. A friend of the famous teacher Zhang Shuheng called Uncle Bob noticed me. He thought my story was amazing, so he did a person interview with me and even asked me to his live show to share my story. I still remember he said, "You want to make big money? Come join my team." But at the time, I didn't want my future to be just an agent, so I said no. In the end, the reason I shared so much with you today is to be honest with you. I was never a smart guy who had an easy life, but I'm a person who, if you give me the right place to stand, no matter how bad the smart, no matter how unfair the rules, I can find a way with my own work and with my team and get the job done. In this 10 plus year, it took like I was fighting and pushing by myself, but actually in this time, I also got a lot of help and advice from the great senior and the teachers. It made me see one thing clearly. In this field, fighting alone doesn't work. Your own drive is important, but only when you join a good team can bring can you bring out much bigger power. What I want most right now is to join a good team with a good feeling, where everyone can grow and fighting together because I really love to learn and I can really work hard after talking with you today. This kind of team really attracts me. So I really hope I can have the honor to join you, fighting side by side with anyone and win together. Thank you. Okay, that's all. So maybe it's bad.